Hi everyone, it's Heidi with Whips and Kits here for a belated Flosstube. I meant to record one the beginning of June and time just got away from me. So I'm here to record now. I have good light coming in the windows. Maybe I'll have to even close the blinds soon, I'm not sure. And I think I'll just get started. Okay. So I had a jam-packed May and the beginning of June, and I have gotten totally behind on Charlotte Warrington. Super behind. I'm supposed to be way ahead of this where I am right now, but that's what happens. So this is where I am. Still a lot done. I did another 2 pages, so this is about 4 pages done. I love it. I think you can see it, right? Yeah. Super pretty. I did switch this little guy around because they were facing the same way, and that's just, I just can't have that. So this, it's so hard to show you on a scroll rod. So this guy, I flipped him, and then I also put another little leaf and another bud, like a little bit of leaf around the bud there. And I think it looks nice. So that is Charlotte Warrington. Stitching her with weeks and a bunch of other flosses that I subbed in there for some DMC. So if you would like that conversion, I'm going to show it to you right now so you can take a screenshot of it. Oh, that's just a mess. You're never going to be able to tell with that. But anyway, if you'd like me to, I will send you the conversion if you'd like it, but it's just a bunch of overdyes that I had and with some DMC because I got the DMC version, and yeah, some of the called for. Okay, so that is Charlotte Warrington. I put my Eleanor Parr on the scroll rods now on the stand, and I cannot wait to get to those birds. I cannot wait. Okay. Here's a start. I've got a big bunch of starts. And probably some I totally forgot about because I started a lot of stuff this month. A lot of sales, I started this. A Bit of Spring. This is in the Ooh La La book. And I love her pinks. So pretty. I love alphabets and I love pinks. So I had this piece of pink. I didn't even know what count it was. I got it as a yard of random fabric from Anita's Little Stitches. Anita Little Stitches, I order floss from her all the time, and she just sometimes has like a random yard of fabric, and this was one of them in there, just a half of a quarter, not a fat quarter, a half of a fat quarter, fat eighth. I can't math. Anyway, look at this letter. I love the letter A there. This alphabet is just gorgeous. And the flosses are gorgeous. Yeah, so it did, I was kind of worried if it would go down, too far because I didn't know what count it was, but it worked out. I didn't want to count every thread, so I just winged it. I thought it looks to be a 32, but it's not. It could probably a 30 or something. And I'm just stitching it one strand of floss over the 2 threads. with the called for colors. They're so pretty, greens and pinks, and dirty pinks, and I love it. So pretty. Okay, where am I going to put these? I will put them in there. Okay, next start. Oh, no, this isn't a start. This is a continuation. This is Coquelicats by Refleta Swan. It's my working copy. And this is how far I got. I filled in the dark little dots in there. I did all of this green, and I did all of this green. So I did a lot. This is on 37 count Russian tea cake by Legacy Linens. And I'm stitching it with Soie d'Alger. The most beautiful Soie d'Alger colors I've ever seen. Look at these. Oh, succulent colors. Okay. Oh, here's another start. What do you know? This is what I'm working on right now. This is, I started the Garden Club series by Blackbird Designs. I am doing them on multiple different linens. I had all of the linens in 32 count. Well, just little pieces of them so I could start each one. You know, I just did like an eighth of a yard, sometimes even less on some of these. And I just wasn't happy with one strand, and I did not want to do two. It's such a load of floss to use, and I wasn't ready for it. I've already, you know, I've got enough stash to choke a pig, so I didn't want to spend more money. So this is where I am on that first one. It's so cute and darling. The colors do not look like the original colors, but I love it anyway. It looks so pretty. This is on straw, and I changed to 36 count instead of 32. And it looks, I'm much happier with how the color shows up on a 36 count. And I have all the flosses for all of them, all of the patterns, and then I just pull them out to do whatever pattern I'm going to work on next. Oh, yay! Savior's Praise. I got this out because I couldn't stand not to another minute. I had to frog something out. What just fell on the ground? Something fell, and I don't know what it is. Oh, well. Okay. So, this is on 40 count Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. And I started it a long time ago, 2022, November of 2022. And I had to frog out this and this butterfly, and I put them back in, and then I stitched this, and then I went up here and stitched this stuff right here. It just felt so good to get it out, you know? I love this one so much. So I stitched on it finally. I hadn't stitched on it since I started it, so I was missing it over a year. So I think I'm going to keep this out. I have scroll rods. Oh, there, it was my needle holder. I have one of these in each of my bags with a needle in it. And that's just what I use when I'm slowly putting things on scroll rods. As my husband makes them for me, I stitch stuff on them. So that one's going to go on a scroll rod because it's big. I like to put the big guys on scroll rods. Okay, then I worked on the equality sampler. I started to pull this out more frequently now because I'm using this for the Hollis Hands Creates Summer Sampler. And I really want to get this done this summer. So I got it out, and I'm going to have to go like a bat out of hell because it's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of, you know, fiddly stitching, like these little tiny flower guys right there, and you know, the different threads that you have to get out for the leaves and these little bits. And so I did more of the border here, and I'm not sure if I worked on any of the over one or not, but I like to work on some of each when I get it out. I love to work on over one letters. It's very fun. And I have the called for flosses, and I'm stitching it on Tornado, 36 count Tornado by Fox and Rabbit. Okay. I stitched on this some more. I took this project so I could, when I met with Contented Needleworker Kim and Rosella and Renee, her friends Rosella and Renee were staying at the Country Sampler. Contented Needleworker Kim is just that on Instagram, and I'm not sure if Rosella has an Instagram, but Renee is Prairie Stitcher 515, and I just felt like I made friends for life when I met those two with Contented Needleworker Kim. And we just had a lot of fun. We went out to dinner, and then we came back and stitched. And I brought this to stitch while I was there. And I got a lot done, got a lot of fill-in done. I'm going to just finish up in between and then do the windows, and then I can start on the border, more of the border. I don't know why I felt compelled to start on the house, but I did. So after I finish the house, I'm going to do the border, and then I'm going to go to the roof and do that. Or I might do the roof and then the border, who knows. I love it. This is the best pink for this house, I'm sure. Just look at how that beautiful light pink shows up. I think I've told everybody before, but it's a Histoire de Laine floss, and it's called Olympe, Olympe, O-L-Y-M-P-E. And that's what I used instead of conch. My conchs did not have enough rosiness in them for me. Conch for a while was tan, and that's just not, it's just not good enough. I'm sorry. So this is conchless. And then I used this nacre. My daughter would just murder me for my pronunciation. Nacre. I cannot do that R. For roasted marshmallow, because my roasted marshmallow looked like pea snow. So I was not about to have that in my thing either. No. So this is perfect snow color. Perfect roasted marshmallow sub. Okay. Now I just saw roasted marshmallow when I went to Lynn's, and it looks perfect. It looks like just a tiny bit of a roasted marshmallow. It has a little tiny bit of brown going through the light cream color. It was so perfect. I was really excited. Next, when I was talking to Rosella and Renee and Kim at Country Sampler's little retreat apartment, we were talking about big projects, and I was like, I don't like to say big girl because, you know, maybe memories from childhood. And Rosella thought we should call them big boned. You know, that's what my mom would always say. Oh, you're just big boned. You know, that's all. So this is what I have done. Which way does it go? No, this way. This is Anne, Big and Beautiful, and Dale, is it? Yeah, Anne Dale, 1827, Big and Beautiful. I'll show you the picture first. She is so beautiful. I love this border. Anne Dale. She's a husky girl. Nothing wrong with that. And so basically I'm just doing the outline of the border. When I get down to the corners, before I get there, I do a couple of berries, so I'm sure that that's where my placement goes, because I don't want to count I don't want to count every single stitch in there. My borders are all meeting like they should, like champs. So this is 46 count. I think it's 46 count, and it is Marbled Pointer. That's it, by XJU Designs. I love her. I've gotten a lot of that border done. I'd love to get that border finished so I could fill in those flowers and then start on the innards. I could just start on the innards, but I like to do the border first sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Oops, I gotta put her floss back. Sorry. Okay, there. Oh, another start. How odd. So this, Hobbies of Holly mentioned that she was going to start this, the Humble Sampler, Harriet Turner, by Mojo Stitches. She was going to start this, and did anyone want to start it with her? Well, I had it kitted up, and I said, I'll start it. I've been wanting to start it. So this is on 40 count Thornfield, and with all of the flosses that are in the floss recipe. I get sick of staying called for flosses. And I started this on the 12th of May. I got the bones of the border done, and I'm working down with the leaves and the little tiny flowers that are on the border. And then I got some of the inner flowers done. I love this little rosebud. I love the motifs so far. They're so pretty, so unique and unusual. I love them. So this is just delightful to stitch on. Just a delight. I love everything I'm stitching. I really, really do. There's just not enough hours in the day. I wish I could take my stitching to heaven when I go. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. And I'm not sure if I showed this or not. I started this. And I don't remember when, so I'm sorry if I've shown this to you before. This is Hands Across the Sea, Hannah Campbell, Balpalati, Ireland. And Phoebe and I agree, this is the prettiest sampler that we've ever worked on. It's so lovely. I'm working on 40 count Days Gone By with 103 silks and this one accentuate. And I started using Brenda's method of using the wax, or the beeswax on these flosses. And I was like, I'm just going to try it. I don't know what difference it'll make. Well, the difference it makes is it's, you cannot feel it after you run your fingers. I just run it over there lightly there, and then I run the ends over. And then I run my fingers over the floss, and it just seems to melt it in, but the floss stays better in as you make your X. It doesn't pop up. And then it just makes it so it lays better on the fabric. And also it makes it easier to end it off, because otherwise it just slips out. This is where I am on this. Is that the right side? No, it's not, but it looks real good on that side too, doesn't it? This is where I am. It's just so fun. This light blue will probably show up a little better when I get down the fabric a little bit more, but this is a gold and very light blue fabric. That's showing pretty accurately. And it's so pretty. It's by Silk Weaver. It's an old fabric. I got all my Silk Weaver from Lynn's. She had a stash before they stopped carrying Silk Weaver there. And now, of course, it's Needle Work by Jim, or Needle Made by Jim. He's on Etsy. I just ordered some fabric from him because I needed it. He was having a 25% off sale. So I'll link, now I can't link stuff because I don't know how to do that. But I will put his Etsy site in the site below, in the description box below. So that is her, Hannah. We're not done with the starts, people. I started this June 5th-ish, I'll say, GH 1857. And I just put I'm starting to try to put my linen notes here. And it's a 2-inch margin on this fabric. That's, and it's Fiber on a Whim, Milk and Honey, 40 count. And this is where I am. I love it so much. Hiney, 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 hiney. The little hiney border with the little clubs over here. I love it. And I had to move in and do that little vase, the urn of flowers. So pretty. I'm using the Weeks Dye Works. There's my needle minder again. And then it has this one DMC and one Swan d'Alger. I know a lot of people are using a 103 conversion. And this is a sal with Susie Q Runs with Needles and Jody's Stitching Adventure. They are doing this sal. And there's a hashtag on Instagram that you can use. I think it's GH 1857 sale. Okay, so that's another start. Oh, and here's another one. When I saw Rosella and Kim and Renee at Country Sampler, Rosella was almost finished with Rejoice Evermore. And I saw it and I just loved it so much that I had to kit it up. I didn't have it kitted up, but I had the pattern. And I found this piece of linen that I wanted to stitch it on. It's another pink. This is Grace Notes Raspberry Latte, I believe, 40 count. And I've got the border bones done. And I'm, again, running it on the outside and putting the flowers here so I can turn the corners and not have to count how many stitches there are. It just makes it easier, you know, if you have those done. So I like that. And now I'm doing the inner border. And then I'm going to start the guts. I can't wait. I'm using the floss recipe. Yep. All the floss recipe is here. And that's Rejoice Evermore. Another start. Oh, guess what? There's another start. I know. This start is to commemorate when Phoebe came to see me last week. We had a wonderful time. Phoebe from Moonshine Stitchery came to visit me and stayed at my house, and we had a fabulous time. Leland went to camp every day from like 7:30 to 3:30, so we just gallivanted around. And then Thursday and Friday, my husband came home. Oh no, Wednesday too. My husband came home early to be here when Leland came home, and we just gallivanted. We went to downtown Madison, down State Street, and through the Capitol. We went to a farmer's market and got some strawberries and cheese and beef sticks, and then we walked down to the Union and got some ice cream at Babcock Hall. Got some, Babcock ice cream. It's really good at the Union, and we just sat outside and ate it for a little bit and then walked back. It was very fun. We, of course, went to Lynn's of Madison, and we went to Country Sampler, and we went to Witchery Stitchery, and then we stitched a whole bunch, stitched a ton. We had a great time. So we decided to commemorate, we were gonna start, we both love Pride and Prejudice, so we were gonna start Mr. Collins' Humble Abode. I was watching Brenda and Laura this weekend, and they were talking about the border for this one, which I'm starting as well on the 24th. Florence Mary Dickinson border, that it's a stinker. A lot of floss changes. Well, this border is bananas, and I love it. Look at that thing. So I am stitching this on Ballet Slipper by Fox and Rabbit, 40 count, and this is my start. Look at that border. It is chock full. I've only done this much of the border. That's it. And I stitched on this for a couple days. Not straight, but you know. I did change a couple of the colors. Phoebe changed a lot of her colors. But instead of macaroni and cheese, I'm using hibiscus. And instead of blooming crocus, I'm using a more variegated floss. This is a more variegated Histoideline lilac. And I love that. And then instead of Eve's Leaves, I'm using Histoideline Mint. It's just more variegated. And there's one more. Yeah, instead of 3820 for the flowers in the border and the bee skep, I'm using Gilded Lavender by Silken Colors. You can't see, but there's a lot of gold in there, and it just looks so pretty in the flowers. And I think I'm going to use it for the bee skep too. I'll just fussy cut the lavender out of it and just use the green and the gold flosses. So that's what I changed to, and everything else is their floss recipe, and it's by the Stitching Parlor. She has 5 of these Pride and Prejudice This one I got at Lynn's, 50% off, but the other ones I bought from Acorns and Threads. They have all of them the last time I looked. And there's the Daughters of Longbourn. That's the first one. And then this is the second. Mr. Collins' Humble Abode is the second. This is so pretty. Rosings. Or Rosings. Rosings. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love them. And then there's A Ball at Netherfield. And the last one is probably not the cutest, but it's still got to be done, you know? Mr. and Mrs. Darcy of Pemberley. It's okay. It's not as pretty as the other 5. But they're fishing. And I like these. And the little pup. So anyway, if you like those, again, Acorns and Threads has these, the stitching parlor. So that is Mr. Collins' Humble Abode. And then I stitched on this. I think this is the last thing I stitched on. This is Birds of a Feather Happy Heart Sampler. And this is on 36 count Dusty Road Linen by Seraphim. I'm using every single color that's asked for. It's like everything is a week's except 407. And I stitched the little heart. True. Really pretty. Okay, I think that's it. Oh no, it's not it. I'm sorry. So, in addition to meeting with Kim and Renee and Roselle, I thought that was going to be it until Phoebe came, the excitement of Phoebe. So then I heard Brenda and Laura talk about Stitch Camp, and I thought, I want to go to Stitch Camp. So I called Country Sampler, and I asked them if they had any openings. If anyone had canceled and was unable to come, I would like to take that spot. And they did not have anyone at that time when I called. I called like a few days beforehand, I think Wednesday. I got the bee in my bonnet that I wanted to go. And they said, if they called back and Gwen said, if we do have someone cancel, can you come if we call that night, if we have availability for you to come the next day? And I arranged it with a friend at work, a wonderful friend, Michelle, to work for me if I couldn't get in. I said, you know, I doubt I'll get in. Nobody's not going to come to this Stitch Camp, I'm so sure. But somebody did not come, and I got into the Stitch Camp. It was wonderful. So I was very excited. And this time in Stitch Camp, I didn't start anything the last time because people are like, you're not going to stitch at Stitch Camp. Well, I did stitch at Stitch Camp, just I didn't start any of the projects last time. And then they're still sitting there. They're beautiful projects, and I haven't started them yet. So I was determined that I was going to start every project that was presented this time. First was the Wishing Thorn. Look at this gorgeous box. On the inside, there's a pattern inside a lid of the box. And she put a letter in there. Look at that little seal. It's so sweet. A couple of free patterns here. Yeah. There's a bag to put it in. After this, I think I'll take it out and put it in the bag. And the pattern is this. Sarah Fleer sampler, 1806. And then another pattern on the back, this one. So we got the linen for this first sampler, but not the linen for this one. But I still want to do that one too. And the floss that we're using, okay, so it's 36 count cream and sugar. And we're using flower thread, a very, very neutral palette. And I absolutely love the flower thread on 36 count. I was concerned because I've always heard Brenda say, do not use it on 36 count. It is not good. I flippin' love it. It's so nice to use one thick strand of thread. Look at that dimension that you get from that just sticking out there. I really enjoy using this on. Can you see it? I think you can. Look at that. Tons of dimension with this flower thread on this linen, and it's just a joy to use this flower thread. It's wonderful. So I'm going to enjoy this stitch. It's going to be really, really great. So I started that. She's such a nice lady. I have a ton of her patterns and a ton of flower thread, and yeah, I'm totally into it. Then, oh, here's some gifts. My table mates were so kind. You know who is there is Renee. Yeah, Prairie Stitcher 515. She was there, and I said, Renee, I knew she was going. So I said, Renee, I got into the, can I sit by you? Because I didn't know anybody else that was going. Here's one of the gifts we got from Country Sampler. Little Stitch Camp gifty. Little purse. There's no money in there. What the heck? And I got a little cookie from someone. Look at that cross stitch cookie. I don't know why I didn't eat it, because I'm not going to keep it until it goes bad. And then Renee gave us these. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Those little wool stars and this little pillow to go in a little Patriotic bowl. How cute is that? And then a scissors. And I got this from Sherry Smith, Stitching Along. She gave us a little bee guy. That's so cute. Got a couple of floss bags and a little hang tag there. Anyway, this is from Violets and Verses, and it's a drum and a sampler. And you cannot believe how beautiful the sampler was in person. It was worked with 2 threads over two strands of floss over 2 linen threads. And I wanted to try that out because I loved how it looked on the 36 count. So I tried it out on the drum. And I love how it looks. I don't love stitching with two strands on 36 count. It's a very full look. It stands up really nicely on the fabric, you can see. Super pretty. But I just want to do it for the drum. I don't want to do it for the sampler. So the fabric is a Fox and Rabbit Desert Taipan, 36 count. I stitched this just one floss over one thread, and it looks perfect. It does not look sparse at all. It just doesn't stick up nice like it does when you use 2 strands of floss. We got everything to finish the drum, including a little key in there. Here's the flosses. Again, a pretty neutral sampler. So they're kind of similar in a way. And then we got this little Algerian eyelet practice kit as well. Really cute. So that is this. Really nice. And I got this, and I'm not sure who this was from. I sat by some wonderful, wonderful ladies. It was Renee, Prairie Stitcher 515, and it was her friends, Lydia and Sue, and they are just wonderful, just so wonderful and sweet. And then sisters, Christy and Lori, they were from New York. Really, really nice people. And either Christy or Lori gave us this with these cute floss drops. I don't know how she made those, but I need to make some. And then this little pad of paper. I love to have these in my purse to write stuff down because I'm an old lady and I like to write stuff down. And then a pencil that says 1 stitch at a time. Isn't that cute? That reminded me of Narissa. 1 stitch at a time, we'll get these projects done, y'all. So that was great. So I started the drum for that, and then this is Brenda Gervais. And I think this was everybody's favorite project, in my opinion. Manor at Swan Lake. Look at how pretty. So pretty, so pretty. And she based this on a Dutch show towel that she has in her stash. She has a bunch of antique show towels, and she brought a bunch of them and showed us. They were so pretty. Birgit bought a bunch of her samplers, her old samplers as well. And I started this. This is on R&R, is it Patriot Brew? Winter Brew. I started on the house. I started in the middle. So beautiful. I love this so much. I'm so glad I started everything. Now I need to just clean it all up, man, because I have not done that yet. But I wanted to show you guys everything I got. Not that you haven't seen it 1,000 times yet. So we got a needle nabbit and also this cute little holder for John James needles, tapestry needles. The needle, be it though so slim and slender, is both a maker and a mender. John Taylor, 1631. He said that. I thought Brenda Gervais said it. Come on. So other people I saw met there. I met Jeanette. She watches my floss tubes and said, "Are you Whips and Kits?" And I'm like, "Heidi?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am a fan." So I felt super good about that, and I loved it so much. So now I'm recognized places, guys. So exciting. And I met Brenda. I was so thrilled to meet her. And I did this thing where I was showing my friend Phoebe, again, Moonshine Stitchery. I was poloing her. She and I polo back and forth. She hates to talk on the phone, and she's like, what, 16 years younger than me. So she's using Marco Polo. And that's, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you record yourself talking, you blab, 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 and then your video goes over to the person, and then they watch your video and they blab, blab, blab back and answer you. So it's a total millennial thing or something. I don't know what it is, but it's just a young person thing, and I'm into it now. So she doesn't have a lot of time to just like be yapping back and forth, and it's way easier than texting. So we can just talk to each other and show each other stuff. And anyway, I was poloing with different people there, Carol and Brenda and they were such good sports about it. Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher, she was hilarious, and so was Brenda. So fun. And then I got to Sherry, and she didn't know what I was doing. She thought I was taking a picture with her, Sherry, Colorado cross stitcher. She was like smiling, and then she's like, "What are you doing?" She had no clue what I was doing. And then I did one with Birgit and Judy, Stitching Bunny. And she's such a honey bear. I love her. I just want to hug her more. So I just loved meeting everybody. It was wonderful, just wonderful to meet everybody there. And everyone was just so happy for me that I got in too. So it was lovely. Okay, now we're going to start Haulapalooza. Embarrassing haul is what it's called. First of all, I got these just today. Hobbies of Holly was showing these, and she said she doesn't like to use hers, but I got some Kohana scissors. They had anniversary colors that came out this past. Oh, now that is a nice sound of a scissors. So anyway, they had anniversary colors come up, and I just wanted the regular red ones. So I was going to get a pink pair, but they were all gone by the time I got on the site. They were gone by less than an hour after they released. So yeah. So I ordered them from Japan. So I'm going to be using these. But Hobbies of Holly said she doesn't like those much. Her Kohana, they're not her favorites. I have a favorite cheap pair. It's like $4.99 from Amazon. And then I also, where's my yellow pair? Oh, right here. I bought like 20 of these from Amazon in a box, and they were like $1 a piece, if that. So these go in all of my bags, and I love them. They have a tiny little tip, so they're super easy to snip. I do the pin stitch to start and stop, so I like to have just a good nippy scissors to cut that. So anyway, that's the Kohana. I got the Kohana scissors, skizzers, as we call them in our family. That's what my mom called them. Okay. Then I got Roxy Floss Co. Two of my floss, I belong to the Floss Club, and 2 of them came May and June. I love their floss so much, very much. Okay, now I've got to get out the plethora of stuff. Here we go. Oh my God. Everything just dumped out. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. So I had it in order, and now it's going to be all out of order. Okay. So this is what I got when I went to see Kim and Rosella and Renee at Country Sampler. And at this time I didn't know that I was going to go to the stitch camp. I said I had to promise my husband unspeakable things. No, they're not unspeakable. Okay, this is Manor at Quaker Hill. I bought this. I've always wanted this. Later, I went back with Phoebe, and I almost bought that again. And I'm like, I'm sure I bought that. I'm sure I bought that. And I didn't buy it. I went home, and thank goodness I didn't, because I bought things more than once. I bought Come Into My Garden. We're in the garden with Colin. Who knows what that movie is? And then Marianne Aldred Sampler by Needlework Press. I'm going to have that goose's mouth stitched shut. I feel like she's going to bite me that way. And then Merrily, Merrily, We Welcome Spring. I don't have that one. I also bought this from the Artsy Housewife. I belong to her Patreon, and you could get it at a little cheaper price initially. So I bought it and kitted it up. I think Contented Needleworker Kim is starting this, so I need to pick out a piece of floss to stitch it, or fabric to stitch it on. I already got the floss. Oh, and Kim was stitching this too. And I loved it and wanted to start it. So I've got the floss and the fabric now all ready to go. I'm stitching it on a scrap piece of millstone with the colors, the usual colors. Another thing that I got was a bunch of la-di-das from a website, an Etsy site that sells la-di-da and reflet de soie and GGR on PDFs. And I told you before the name of this place, and I'll put it down in the description box. I've always wanted this, and I wanted like a few more patterns as well. So I asked her for like 10 of the patterns. Shaking it out. And one of them is a Murder of Crows. I just love those little pillows. So I've got the flosses ready for that. And then another la-di-da that I bought was Lovely Letters. And now these are all out of order. Here's another one that I bought. Mary Collier, 1814. Have it all kitted up. This is just the cutest sampler. Those alphabets are to die for. Look at that. Look at it. I love it. That can be later. That can be later. This can be now. I have Grace Gill, Little Robin Designs. This is the cutest deal. I love a jam-packed sampler. I already kitted that up as well, as you are probably aware. Where am I going to put these? I'm going to sit this up and put them back in the box. There we go. Then one thing that I bought was this pattern from Kim showed this on one of her floss tubes, and I thought this was the most beautiful chart ever. And it's an Everto Tote exclusive by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. So I bought it, and I thought I will kit it up with my own overdyed floss. Well, you can't kit it up with your own overdyed floss because it doesn't come with a DMC conversion. So I didn't have any of the Roxy Floss Co. that it called for. So I had to then reorder the flosses from Canada. So I did send a message saying, you know, it would be nice if you put on the website that it does not come with a DMC conversion. It is only Roxy Floss Co. Which, you know, that is the designer's prerogative. That's what they originally designed it for. I didn't know that. So, yeah. And the pattern is also super, super hard for me to read. This is the size of paper that it comes on. The pattern it's 286 by 332, so it's pretty big. So there's 3 of these sheets like this. And I like to make a working copy. It's almost impossible with this to make a working copy that you can see. So I also took pictures of it so I could work on it on my phone if I need to, if I can't see. You guys, I have really good vision. And I absolutely cannot read the color copy of this. It is unreadable. To me, unreadable, completely unreadable. So I did contact her as well. I didn't mean to be a hag or anything, but I just need them to know that, you know, people, I have good eyesight. I can stitch without my glasses on. I only use magnification so I can see the TV and stitch at the same time. I usually stitch with my glasses off and I see just great. I can stitch on 56 count. My eyes are good. But this is just not a chart that is conducive for seeing. So I did let the chart maker know, and she sent me back an email right away. She was super polite and nice, and just let me know that she thinks that people don't want they don't want a smaller chart. They don't want more pages. I do. I simply do want more pages and bigger font. I need to see. So I'll just make do because it's beautiful. I did have to order again and pay shipping again for the Roxy Floss Co. flosses for this. But I did because I want to stitch it. I really want to stitch it bad, and I couldn't do a conversion. So yeah, so I bought the Roxy Floss Co. flosses. Really pretty. And also I might need more. The price, I ordered these individually because it didn't say what came with, like which flosses came with the bundle price that you ordered. If you just ordered the floss only, it didn't say that 2 of this came or 1 of this. And it doesn't say in the pattern if you need 1 or 2 of the colors. So I might be even missing some floss that I didn't know I needed 2 of. And I did my own DMC conversion when I got it. So if anybody wants a DMC conversion to this chart, I did do that. And I'll just hold it up here so you can take a screenshot of it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna also take it into Lynn's of Madison and see if there's any overdyes that would match or not match, but you know, be similar to the Roxy Floss Co. because some of them are so nicely variegated, you know. So this is the conversion colors, and I held them up. Looks pretty similar. It looks really nice. So there's that. And again, I'm not saying this I'm just saying knowledge is power, and I would have liked to have known this. And you know, if they don't know that you can't see the chart, you know, things will never change. So I just wanted them to know, yeah, it was a little too small for me. Another thing I got yesterday in the mail, day before yesterday, was this kit. This I ordered on April 6th, came yesterday. They must have had a backlog from Hobby House. And this is the smalls pattern. Look at how cute those are, and that beautiful sampler with the kitty. I don't even like cats. I want to stitch that cat. And everybody really liked that so much. They saw this and really wanted to stitch this as well. So they made this a part of it. I did get linen for this as well. And it only comes with the threads for the smalls though. So yeah. But the linen, it says it's from Homespun Needlework Facebook group exclusive, and it's designed. The linen is 40 Count Sweet Home by Seraphim. So I think they made this linen right for these projects, and I think that's really special. I bought this Dutch Bird sampler. I have it kitted up. I think it's mostly DMC and some just fill-in flosses, but it's all kitted. So I'm going to put that over here because it's kitted up. Oh, and here is all of that from that. Oh, this is another thing I got from Hobby House. The scissor holder. Look at it's holding the Kohana. Came with this. Not the flosses though. It did come with the linen. And what did I get? 40 Count Thornfield. So there's that. I bought, I've always wanted this chart. Sarah Stewart Hardman. I heard Carol talk about this many a time. 7. The girl is 7. And look at those arms. Adorable. Love those arms. Okay. I got this. This was hiding somewhere in between some charted up charts, so Channing Street. Easter Parade. Saw this on Carol's. And then Elizabeth's Bird. Got this all kitted up, and I did have to pull from my overdyes for some of it. I didn't have the DMC for some. And then while I was there buying that, I bought Susanna Eccles and kitted her up. I just am waiting for one tiny, or one, I already bought the floss. I just have to put it in there. So there's those. And we're getting down there, you guys. We're almost done, okay? I got this Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I love her stuff. This is Anne Hughes, 1852. I need to start something with hers. They're so beautiful. And I just pulled a few flosses that I have there. This is something I'm starting. The Artsy Housewife Summer Plums. Or I'm kitting it up to start it anyway. I love yellow and purple together. These colors are super duper pretty. This is another thing I'm going to start. It's a sal. I've already cut the linen for it. And I've already got a few of the flosses. And this is going to be a sal with the Artsy Housewife. Look at that cool, cool, cool pattern. A dream within a dream. And the flosses are so beautiful. Dragonfly, yes. Moss, yes please. All of those are super variegated floss. I am a big sucker for variegated floss. Oh, I wanted to show this chart too, because this is from the same, I bought this and I already showed it, I believe. This is from the same maker as, or the same chart maker as that chart that I bought from Everto Tote. This is another beautiful pattern by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. And it's again the same format. These big, huge pages. They're really a nice paper. Big, huge pages. And this is a very easy to read chart. But again, this chart is much smaller. And there's one piece that has the whole chart on it, which is really nice. And that is such an easy to read chart. Super easy to read. Yeah. So it's just that one chart of hers that is not readable. That's all I'm going to say about that, okay? I also received this. Sophia Neal, 1832. There's a new one there from Scarlet House, and I just cannot afford another kit. I just can't do it. I've got so many kits now, I can't afford it. I wish I could, but I just can't, you know? This came with beautiful linen, beautiful Weeks Dye Works, absolutely gorgeous, and a few DMC, I believe. Boy, I can't get this open. This is my new bags that I got, and they're so impossible to open. Yeah, it's 268 by 390, and it's Sleeping Bear by Needle and Flax Linens. I bought a whole yard of this. I love it so much. This is 46 count, and the 46 count looks perfect to me. that is a beautiful sampler fabric. So I'm excited to start this, but I still haven't started Mary Gypsum. That's the one from last year. Haven't started that, so I need to get my butt moving. Okay. We're really, I swear, we're getting down there, people. Okay. So I made an order to Brenda Gervais' site. Country Stitches online. And I bought some charts that I have my eye on, and these are all Christmas charts. I love them, though, the looks of them. I remember Brenda showing this when I first started watching Brenda and the Cereal Starter. And I love this chart, and I've wanted it ever since. Winter in Baltimore. I just love these colors in this chart. So I wanted that, so I bought it. Then I got this, When Santa's Away, the Mice Will Play. Adorable. Then I got Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Love Santa. Here's another Santa, Jingle All the Way. Then I've always wanted this one. This is Heart and Hand. I love her mixed borders. Super pretty. This is not even a cross stitch thing. This is a tomato pin cushion kit. I want to make that tomato pin cushion. So it comes with fabric and pins and the felt. And then I saw this, Carol stitched this, and this is a cute bunny that I'd like to stitch, a big fat bunny. I think I'm going to make him brown bunny. I have an ornament like this, an old ornament like this, and so I loved this too. Santa. Mary Holly Berries, is that what it is? Yeah. Santa's Tree Farm. I saw this on Ornamentations. I love her stuff, but I love variegation more. So I do have one of her kits for last year's Christmas kit for, what was it, Santa Stops Here. I have her Katie Strachan's kit for that. But this one I wanted to kit up with or overdyed. So it is. I already have it kitted up. And then that's it for that. And then I was forbidden to buy anything at Country Sampler, so of course I did. I bought a basket full of Summertime because I saw a lady stitching on this, and she did the flag, and it looked so pretty. I had to do it. I have the flosses for that. Summer Swan. After seeing our Swan, I bought this as well. I got the floss for that. And a lot of times I look through these and see how much do I need. Like, I only need a little bit of Schneckly for this, so I just stole it from another pattern. This is Where Liberty Dwells. So cute. I'm really into Patriotic and Christmas right now. And Grand Old Flag. Got the floss for that. And then Love is Patient, Love is Kind. These are things that I bought when I was with Phoebe. We love to look at the 50% off bins. So this wasn't 50% off, but there was a conversion. I love Jeannie's conversions from Country Sampler. So this was a conversion, and the pillow just looked so pretty. So I got the conversion flosses for that. And then this is my Lynn's 50% off deal. This one. And this one. Kathy Barrick, Swan Garden. And this one. I've always wanted to stitch these berries. And this was 50% off. And they're $15 each, so that was a nice deal. And then this Reflate Swan was 50% off. Love it. Eugenie Udok, I can't even say it, Duval, 1860. And then when we were at Country Sampler, these two were $14 each. And they are still on sale right now. Sarah Chapel. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I love Shakespeare's Peddler's stuff. She is very, very talented. She's got a great eye for beautiful samplers. And of course I want to stitch these two ladies standing on geese. And then we went to Witchery Stitchery and we had a really good time. The thing about Mary Ellen at Witchery Stitchery, she's always there to help you, and she will always stop what she's doing and just, I mean, it doesn't always happen that way. And she's like, what can I help you with? Do you want me to put this on a frame for you and help you with that? I'll tack it down, and just super helpful. I love it. So I went through her 50% off rack, and by this time I had spent way too much money. And I got this. This is cardiology. I work in cardiology, so I wanted those. And then the Heart and Hand Christmas fobs. I need some scissor fobs. Those are so cute. And then don't ask me why I bought this, but I really wanted it. Peach's pillow. I think that'll be a cute pillow if I make it on really small count. That'd be really pretty. I'd love it. And then Sam Sarah, the witch's hat. She had this in the as a sample stitched up on the wall, and it was so cute. I really wanted to stitch it then. And then I just want to show you a few of the things that Phoebe and I, we dyed some linen together. Phoebe is a phenomenal linen dyer. So first of all, I bought this piece of linen at Lynn's for 20 bucks. It's a mystery linen. She doesn't know who made it. And I already chopped a piece off of it because I'm going to stitch. I chopped it up for a Plum Street. Which one? I don't remember. Okay. And then I bought this piece too. This was a really nice price as well for this piece of mocha. It's a 35 count mocha, and I'm gonna stitch some more of the Garden Club. It calls for mocha for a couple of them too. This is 35 count, not 36, but I don't care. It's supposed to look like similar, but one thread off, it'll be fine. So, and that's another piece that I bought. Okay, now our linen that we dyed. I had 3 yards of linen. This was one, I've already cut a piece off of it for something else. This is one that I dyed on flax, and it's a brown. That looks pretty true. Flax is a little thicker than any other linen colors that I have, but it turned out so nice. I wanted it to be like wren, kind of, the wren brown, you know? And is this one? Trying to look for the ones that Phoebe did and helped and did, and the ones I did. Well, anyway, I think this is one that I did. Yes. This is another piece that I dyed, and I put it in taupe, and I think it was a little cocoa in there maybe, and then indigo, dunked it in indigo for a little second. And I really, really like it. I was trying for the Confederate gray look or tin roof, something like that. A tanny gray. It's a little more blue. But that's okay, it's so pretty. This is one that Phoebe did. It is so beautiful to me. Look at that. She gets such a good modeling out of the ones that she does. So pretty. So I asked her to dye a couple pieces for me because I love how she dyes her fabric. I want her to do it for a job, but she's not there yet. She's not there yet. This is another one that I dyed. This is a tan, more of a tan color with some gray in it. And then there's this. It's another piece of flax, I believe. They kind of all look the same if you're looking on camera, but you can tell they're different if you're in person. Like, I'll show you stacked up how they look after I show you this last one of Phoebe's. This one looks to me like dirty teacup color. Isn't that good? Look at that. Such a great job. She's just really good at this. So then we ironed them. I like to iron mine under hot, really hot with no steam to set the color. Phoebe's got a video up that she just posted yesterday with us dyeing, with her dyeing. So this is how they are. They all came out pretty different. The most similar is this and this, but they're still different. You can tell this one has a lot more indigo than this one. So I was really happy with that. We had so much fun. We had such a great time. And then the last fun thing that I did was I met Lisa at she watched my videos and said she was coming to Lynn's for some finishing. She had finished the Smith sampler, and it just looked beautiful. Her name's Lisa Kretz on Kretz on Instagram, and you just have to go see her beautiful finishes. She stitches a lot of beautiful things. And then I met her friend Michelle, who's her finisher. She's My Finishing Touch on Instagram. And she just finishes really beautifully too. I met them at Lynn's, and then we went out to eat and just had a great time chatting away. I should have brought some stitching to stitch with them. They had a place at Lynn's where you could just sit and stitch. But next time I'll know to do that. So we just had such a good time talking and chatting. And then that was the same day I went to pick up Phoebe. So it's just been a whirlwind of wonderful people. So I thank you for watching the Flosstube. Next time it'll be shorter. I hope I can do one sooner in August or in July, so I don't have so much to show. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you so much, and I love you all. Bye.